On December 30th, 2017, I was in Hong Kong looking after my friend's dog while they were on holidays. At that point, I was feeling quite depressed because I wasn't sure if I liked the engineering faculty I was studying in. And day after day there, I felt incredibly alone because my family and my friends were thousands of kilometers away from me back home in Kyrgyzstan. And even when I tried to talk to them, they couldn't understand my problems at all. I was confused. I simply didn't know where my life was going. I thought that my existence was so meaningless that I would just sit in my room all day long, doing nothing. I asked myself, why am I doing all this? And questioned myself about the purpose of my life. That became a part of my daily routine. Staying up till sunrise because I had no reason to be excited for the next day, knowing that it's going to be completely the same as the one before. In short, I'd experienced better times in my life. In the midst of all of that, I remember one day I was laying on my bed, scrolling through my endless social media feed when I saw my friend's post about her goals for 2018. She was kind of a person who's very productive and successful, and she always looked incredibly happy. So reading her goals was quite interesting for me. There were two goals that caught my attention. They were to get inspired by one person and to inspire one person. That sounds so simple, but at that moment, it just hit me. I never thought about inspiration as an aim. It was something that comes to my life and goes away after a while. And never have I thought that I could inspire other people. I took my journal and wrote down my own goals for the coming year. And of course, the first two ones were the same as my friends. Then I wrote something like, become better at drawing, learn to play the piano, find a new passion and become more confident, and so on. I started to think about how can I make it happen and what should I do to achieve my goals. I already knew that inspiring other people would probably be possible in the second half of 2018, since I didn't know how could someone get inspired by a pathetic and befuddled student like me. First, I decided who I was defining as my inspiration. Elon Musk, BTS, Yuzuru Hanyu, and my friend from university were the ones I look up to the most. They made me want to improve myself and work harder. Little by little, I started to change. As expected, I got inspired, but still had no idea how to inspire. In May, I returned home. First few weeks were better than before because I was with my family. And after staying doing nothing at home for almost a month, I decided that I need to try my best to spend the remaining holidays more productively. I remember hearing about the space project earlier from my sister, and honestly, I didn't believe her at first because the fact that girls are building the country's first satellite sounded more like a joke. But after I read about them on their Patreon crowdfunding page and saw the actual space program team, I realized that it was so interesting and exciting. I noticed the gender-related problems in our country only when I was doing my university assignment while writing an essay on bride kidnapping. I realized how bad was the situation in my own country. So this project looks like a huge step into progress not only in gender equality but also in technology, since there were no similar projects since Kyrgyzstan became independent. I thought that participants were extraordinary and they were making history, becoming the pioneers of satellite building in Kyrgyz Republic. And I wanted to become part of it. I decided to take some programming classes in a local media outlet called Club because, well, my sister said it was cool and I usually trust my sister's advice. Some of the participants of that course were already involved in satellite building, and one day they suggested me to join as well. I can't even describe how happy was I at that moment, because actually I was waiting for the invitation, as I was too shy to ask them to add me to their group. So in a nutshell, that's how I joined Kyrgyz space program. At first, it was hard to become involved since I missed their trainings in March and April. I tried to catch up with them, learning the basics of Arduino programming, 3D modeling, and soldering, which is assembling small parts using heat. Thank God my friends and my new teammates were friendly enough to explain to me everything from scratch. Before I knew it, it was already late June, and I started to think about taking a gap year to become a full-time satellite builder. However, doubts still remained due to my parents' concern, as it wasn't popular to take an academic leave in my country. But at that moment, I received a letter from my university saying that I wasn't accepted to the major I wanted to. And weeks later, I found out that there is a possibility of losing my scholarship. My parents really wanted me to continue my education there, even without my scholarship, but I was not okay with that. Free education was the only thing that kept me from dropping out from the university. And this whole situation, I just looked at it and thought that maybe it's just a part of my destiny. And also I decided for myself that I'd rather spend a year working as a part of space program team and giving myself some time to discover my inner self than going back to my melancholic life and studying in the major I didn't want to. So from September of last year, I became a full-time satellite builder. We started working on understanding the basics of satellite building, like receiving and sending signals using an antenna, or improving our programming skills. We still haven't figured out how to build a proper ground station yet, and I already feel how hard this year is going to be for us. Since we are planning to launch our satellite in the next year, we still have time to learn more from our other satellite builders from all over the world. For example, just yesterday, we had an online workshop with NASA specialists, and it was amazing because it's NASA. We never could imagine the case that we will work with them. Of course, there are times when we got stuck on something and we got tired of everything related to this project. But our team always tries to share the positive energy and support one another. So whenever someone feels down, we try to remind her how important this project is and why we need to keep working on it. And also, I try to remind myself that I need to strive for improvements and stay diligent to become as remarkable as my inspirers. As I participated in this program, I felt that my anxiety attacks began to subside. I finally regained my interest in learning. I wake up every morning knowing that I need to do so many things, and I don't feel stressed anymore. I feel excited. I realized how important the mental health and emotional stability are in our life. Yeah, sometimes still small anxiety attacks happen in my life, but I discovered that I'm not the only one who's feeling that way. I just try to not let this feeling stop me on becoming more awesome. I try to get involved in different kind of events, like today, so there will be no space for negative thoughts. And I believe that creating what makes me happy is the best medicine. Going back to the space program, it's been already a year since first courses were held. Going back to the space program, it's been already a year since first courses were held. Now we are upgrading our equipment in an effort to teach more people the basics of engineering. Even if they are not planning to work in that field, that's totally fine as long as they don't mind developing some new skills. We've already done a couple of masterclasses in some schools and had given some talks in different kind of events related to technology and gender equality. And it's always so overwhelming seeing girls making their first steps in engineering field. The happy faces of our students when they created their first flashlights using some wires, batteries, breadboards, LED lights, and resistors, that makes us so proud. And their reaction when they found out that they can actually take these handmade flashlights back home is just priceless. They finally start thinking about engineering as something fun and creative. At long last, I came to the point when I want to start inspiring others. I want to inspire those who are afraid to dream big. I want to inspire those who are afraid to do what they truly want. I want to inspire those who were born and raised in a society full of stereotypes. No matter of your gender, age, race, religion, or orientation, you have all the rights to be happy. I want you to stop for a moment and ask yourself, am I doing it because I want to, or because I was told to do it? Try to shape your life in a way which makes you happy. Try something interesting for you and maybe, just maybe, crazy for others. Try something new. And I'm not talking exactly about building nanosatellites, even if it's sickeningly cool. I'm talking about any kind of activities that might bring you joy and happiness. Look around, like everything is possible nowadays. If a college dropout like me is helping to build a satellite, I'm sure that you can make some effort to reach your own goals. Just don't lose hope and be ambitious. Everything becomes more doable when you actually start doing it. To tell you the truth, I'm working hard with the hope that one day I will be able to work with Elon Musk, or that I will be able to see the performances of BTS or Yuzuru Hanyu and maybe take some pictures and take their autographs. Like, why not? That's my dream, and I know that I can achieve it. And if I can achieve that, you can too. Work hard and dream big. Get inspired and inspire others. Thank you.